Hello again. So we're moving on now into our legume, oilseed, and tuber crops. That's for this section here. So we're going to start off with our soybeans. So soybeans, again, are primarily grown in the Midwest for their product of soy, so that's used to make a boatload of different things. So tofu is a big thing, animal feed, different kinds of oils, just a whole laundry list of stuff that soybeans can be used for. So we can see some of their defining characteristics are that they have trifoliate leaves, so we have this little cluster of 3, and they are hairy, which is very kind of going to be difficult for you to see. So we're going to kind of try to zoom in here. I don't know if you can see. The stems are hairy, and so are these leaves.
You can see the hairy stems.
Okay. Then.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Yeah. So really fuzzy, especially on the back side.
Mm-hmm.
This is a really fuzzy leaf.
Yep.
And then also the seed pods are really, really fuzzy also. And then it has an erect growth, and it has white or purple flowers, which you can't, this one doesn't have flowers anymore, but they would have been white or purple. All right,
Okay.
so that is soybean. So moving on to our field bean, or dry edible bean is another thing that they can be called. So it's good for crop rotations with like corn and other small grains. And the field beans, they can be a variety. They can be pinto beans, red kidney beans, great northern beans, or navy beans. And then so these also have this trifoliate leaf pattern to them, but the thing between these and the soybeans are that these are not fuzzy at all. These are really smooth. So I don't know if you can zoom in on this. There's really no fuzz to the stem at all. And these are definitely not hairy on the backside. And this is a really good representation of the netted venation, so you can definitely tell that that's a dicot. And then just the seed pods again are going to be really smooth compared to the soybean seeds. Alright, I think that's it for the field bean. So moving on to sunflower, this one's really tall, it's like as tall as me, so we have it sitting on the floor. This is good for your oil seeds, so the seeds that come off of it, you can eat them as sunflower seeds, otherwise it can be made into sunflower oil, which is used for cooking. And then so for this, the defining characteristics are that it has a really rough stem, and it has alternating leaves on this stem. And then of course the sunflower head, but it doesn't always have the seed head, so it's good to know some key characteristics about the other part of the plant. So this is a really rough, really hairy plant. You can see that coming up here, and then again the alternating leaf pattern.
Cool.
All right. Okay. Now we're moving on to our sugar beet. This is another good one, grown around like northern Wyoming, Montana. It's also grown a lot in Minnesota. So it's used for, it can be refined and get the sugar off of that. So it's good for sugar production. And let's see here, it's good for crop rotations as well. And it is the #1 cash crop grown in Wyoming. And you can see that some of its defining characteristics are that the leaves are growing in a rosette. So it's just growing in like a little rosette right there, all coming out of that one point. And these are pretty waxy leaves, which you can't really, you unfortunately aren't going to be able to see, but that's a really almost sticky-like feeling, like really grippy. And then it has this white taproot. So it's a big old taproot, and then that is what produces the sugar. So that is a key characteristic, being the white taproot and these leaves growing in a rosette. And then the waxy leaves, but you won't be able to tell that, unfortunately. Okay, and then our last of these, this set of crops is quinoa. It looks different than how it's pronounced. Ours is senescing, so that just means that it's ending its life cycle and pretty much dying, but drying up, but that's just kind of the end of the life cycle. It didn't die of just a sudden death. So, is, okay, so they originated in South America, so like the Bolivia, Chile area, and it has a high protein content, and it can be used to make flour, soup, cereals, or alcohol. And I know people will cook a lot with the seeds that come off of it. So this has identifying characteristics of this red stem, and then so this is senesced, so we can't see the leaves, but they have really lobed leaves, and you can tell with these leaf scars that they were in an alternate leaf pattern. So this is on this side, this being on this side, next one on this side. So you can see, even though they don't have the leaves, you can tell that they were alternating on their leaf pattern. Right. I think that's all I have to say about these guys. So I'll see you in a minute in the next video.